Welcome back to my channel. How many times have you driven on empty? Has your car ever died on you while you were driving? Let me know in the comments section below. Today I'm going to show you why we don't want to drive on an empty tank. And this is one of those things that can really mess up your day, especially if you're running late for something important. It can be very embarrassing and costly as well. Now, the first thing that comes to mind when you think of driving on an empty tank is that you might run out of gas and get stranded. And yes, that is one of the things that can happen. But today I want to talk about something else. Something else that can happen inside your vehicle that you probably didn't even know existed. And it's actually pretty amazing to see when it happens. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into it. So I'm going to start the engine here. Alright, so what I need you to do is look at the fuel gauge. And before I do anything else, I just want you to notice where the needle is sitting. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the vehicle off. Turn the key to the off position. Now watch the fuel gauge. Watch what happens here. Isn't that crazy? Now, some of you may already know what's happening here. Some of you may not. So what we just saw there was the fuel pump inside of the vehicle. We just saw the pump turn on. And it's actually a good thing that we saw that. We saw that because there's a problem with the vehicle. We needed to prime the pump. So now that we know that we have an issue with our fuel pump, what I need you to do is take a look at this hose right here. This hose goes to the fuel tank, and I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Alright, so once you remove the hose, you'll notice that there's nothing coming out. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a clear piece of hose and I'm gonna attach it to the pump right here. And then I'm gonna put the other end down inside the tank. And what we gonna do is we gonna turn the vehicle on and see what happens. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the vehicle. Now watch what happens here. You see that? Can you believe that? That right there is the fuel pump. That's the sound that it makes when it runs dry. And now what happens is we get air in the line. We get air in the fuel pump. Now the vehicle is not going to start. Now, you're probably wondering what the big deal is. Well, the big deal is that if you were driving down the road and this happened, your vehicle would die. If you're driving on an empty tank all the time, you're probably going to cause this fuel pump to burn out prematurely. On most vehicles, this is a very expensive repair. And another thing that can happen is if you're re-driving on an empty tank and you stop at a gas station. When you go to fill up your vehicle, sediment, that S at the bottom of your fuel tank, can get sucked up into the fuel pump, and it can cause the pump to burn out even faster or stop working completely. And I know some of you may be thinking, well, I've been driving on empty for years and nothing's happened to my vehicle. Well, guess what? You could be the exception to the rule, but I'm telling you, statistically speaking, most likely something is going to happen to your vehicle if you continue to drive on empty all the time. So I recommend that you don't drive on empty. If you absolutely have to drive on empty, just use your cruise control. Don't accelerate quickly, and don't go up any hills if you can avoid it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. We'll catch you next time.